Yakima review. Jump to the end, don't buy Yakima. We went with a cheap option just because there was anything we could find that was actually available that would fit our roof, but after actually using it on Fraser, these are a lot of our problems we've been having. So I'm hoping the GoPro can actually see this. So I've loosened it off a little bit, but you can see the wear marks as it's actually been sliding back and forth. It's loose now because I've done it, but these were tight before we went to Fraser, and I've checked it. We only had at most 40 kilos on the roof, which was the awning and a little bit of water, and the swag weighs bugger all. And after the second or third day we were out of water, so water was not an issue either. And then if you actually go to this one here, you can see all the wear marks on the inside here of it going back and forth. And I've actually loosened this one off, which was also sliding. All of them were sliding. You can actually see, if I hold this flat, hopefully it shows up, it's bent. The actual hook is bent, and on the bottom here as well, that bit's bent. So it's all, look out, it's all bent up. So it's just super cheap crap basically. And then when you push it in, I don't know if it's going to show up or not, but when you tighten it up, where is it? It lifts. So if you jump back to here, because this one's actually still done up, hoping you can see it, but the hook and the inside of there is lifted. It's all lifted. So how on earth is it going to hold up if the hooking mechanism doesn't make it over the bump and actually grab it? Now I have checked the instructions again just in case I did it wrong. As per the instructions, it says that you mount one here and you mount one here. However, I did see another page in the instructions. In a very little blurry picture, it supposedly is showing that there's 1, 2, 3 on each one. However, we only were provided with two per arm. So we did it per its instructions and still failed. This is the little bracket that's supposed to hold it on. You can see it is all bent out of shape. Even the front, like, look at that. It's just absolute cheap garbage. They will not buy another one of these or recommend one to anyone, because yeah, I mean, I think we've paid, I think I actually got it on sale for maybe $700, so you know, you get what you pay for kind of thing. But when you buy something, you kind of still expect it to do the job, not fail while on a trip, because I did actually have to do these up a lot while on Fraser.
Well, thanks to Lou, crisis averted. I swear we drive on a normal road and this thing just undoes like we're on corrugation, but...
So the metal is so damaged now that I've had to move it from holding on one to the other one because it's so buckled it won't hold it still.
That's alright.
So, and there's 4 of the bars. If you look underneath, I don't know if you'll actually see it, that one I kind of think. This one here I haven't adjusted yet, but you can see it's in. It's leaning right in. And if I climb up, I don't know if I can get this GoPro in here. But you can see that's on the lean as well. That's leaning down and it's supposed to be flush. So, I don't know. And there's my dodgy zip tie temp measure I did while we were on Fraser to try to hold it in place for a little bit longer. But, yeah, now my only option is really with this, because the other bad thing about this brand is they don't sell these bits. You can't buy spares, you can't buy any kind of add-ons, even these. So the little slide-in bits that you want to actually run in the tracks to put your eyelets and things on, like on that side, that eyelet there, I made that to fit this bracket, because it actually goes in a bigger hole here. And I've actually had to make one to fit this because they don't sell spares, they don't sell bits, they don't sell accessories, they don't sell anything. So you can't replace these. It's pretty much they're busted, you put them in the bin. So my only option is I'm going to put a big bolt straight through here, straight through the bracket arm, both sides on all 4 corners, and that'll keep it upright. But that's only if we don't go buy our new roof rack first. It depends if it goes on sale or not, because we're going to get one of those new wedge tail ones, because they are way better, way stronger, and they clip on. So this one here is like the old school 2-arm attached to the gutter mount, whereas the wedge tails has one big metal bracket that connects the whole way along. So it's got a lot more strength, a lot more support than this pretty sure Chinese piece of garbage. And that is our Yakima review. Probably only went for 5 minutes, but when it's a piece of garbage, there's not much to say. We just started pulling the other side off, and you can actually see all the dents that it's actually made, which is from the bolts and these putting together. And you can see that's a flat surface, and it's all bent. It's all bent up. And all the damage is caused there, not the screw hole, but it's like the big bite marks. So soft and cheap. We just started pulling the other side off, and you can actually see all the dents that it's actually made, which is from the bolts and these putting together. And you can see that's a flat surface, and it's all bent. It's all bent up. And all the damage is caused there, not the screw hole, but it's like the big bite marks. So soft and cheap. Alright, well, we're back. So went to Bunnings, just bought some 70mm, 75mm M10s, washers on top, washer on the bottom, spring washer, nut, and I've just pretty much drilled straight through a piece of crap, tightened her up a bit, and you can see it already doesn't shake as much as it used to with just one. So you can see all the damage. That one doesn't even hang on anymore. So I'm just going to pretty much push them in, tighten them up, and then bolt straight through. So I'm going to do one through each end of the arm, otherwise it'll pivot because it's a long arm, and then pretty much repeat for the other two or the other three, and then we'll test it out. And there we have it. All four corners have 2 bolts all the way through, straight through the bottom, all sides, and now it doesn't move at all, which is how it should have been from the start. So one tip though, I pretty much pulled the whole, almost pulled the whole roof rack off, except for all the lights are still mounted, so it'll be a pain in the ass. So I pretty much just re-measured everything, realigned the roof rack to make sure it was all going to fit. I had to move the bracket for the aerial just because the bolts and the washer were in the way. I left the original ones on just because redundancy, just in case my big old bolts fail, which I'm pretty sure they won't. But that's it. So here you go, fixed again. So the moral of the story is, don't buy cheap Chinese rubbish. Just spend the money and buy the $2,000 roof rack and you're pretty much golden. The one we're going for next, once I actually get rid of this one, is a thing called the wedge tail. It's actually Australian made. It's got full big metal brackets all the way down the edge here, and it's a much better build than this. It's actually, I think, lighter than this but stronger. So, but that's for another video. All right, we'll see you in the next one.